Is your USD heading down lower? Welcome back to another daily market outlook, guys. In today's market outlook, we're going to be discussing the major dollar pairs and, of course, gold. My name is Fabio, and thank you for tuning in once again. Now, your USD has been following the overall fractal structure further in towards the downside. Last week, Friday, we did see an overall pushback in towards the highs, but we can see that the current fractal high here on the daily time frame and the overall daily area of supply has still been pushing the market down lower. Now, as of the Asian session last night, we have seen some sideways price action here on your USD. Nothing too interesting, to be very honest, but overall looking for this overall price action to still push further in towards the downside. We have a lot of lows still open. You can see these equal lows that we have over here, and furthermore we also have this overall low still open as well. So looking for further downside on your USD, mainly based on what the daily time frame is telling me. If I look at the 4-hour, we can again see that we are breaking highs and breaking lows in this piece of price action, but that the overall kind of like swing that we're currently seeing is down, retracement, and now I'm just looking for the next push down to take out all of those ascending lows, which is the overall liquidity. So interested in shorts for this week. Today, let's see 1-hour time frame. What is it telling us? Well, we did see a 1-hour fractal bearish break. This is furthermore also a nice kind of like liquidation candle up in towards the highs. So let's see if throughout the London session and the New York session, again here we can start taking out kind of like this trendline liquidity and see a further push in towards the downside. If we do push further up in towards the highs, I'll be looking for more shorts on Euro USD. Now, going into the dollar index, this is one of the reasons why I'm still looking for longs or for shorts on Euro USD, but longs on the dollar, and that is because of the fact that we have the daily order flow still in control here, and that this daily area of demand is still ready to push the market up higher. As long as this current fractal low here on the daily holds, it should push up higher. Current fractal high is still weak, and I'm expecting the market to push up higher back up in towards this overall supply zone. So as long as the current fractal low here holds, longs are still very, very valid here on the dollar. And we're seeing this back on a lot of these dollar pairs, mainly USDJPY, which has been bullish, pushing in towards the highs and is still inside the daily demand zone, and USDCHF, in which I am still in buys as well, which is also starting to push up higher again and should follow kind of like that dollar daily order flow. But going into AUDUSD, the pair that we normally discuss next, AUDUSD has been pushing up higher upon the assumption that trade deals are being made. Trump had a speech this weekend where he said that it could very well be that there's going to be more trade deals announced this week. A lot of trading partners are seeking to avoid higher US import duties, and therefore we're now seeing a big push on the Australian dollar, on the New Zealand dollar, but also some strength from the dollar index itself, or from the dollar itself, and further weakness from the Swiss franc and from the Japanese yen. Overall, AUDUSD is still a very consolidative pair. This is why I've not been trading it at all. Overall, I was kind of looking for a correction in towards the downside, but this is what happens when you kind of like trade these consolidative markets. Looking at the daily time frame, because the 4-hour to me is not very clear, I'll just be following the daily fractal structure back up higher, at least in towards this liquidity high over here, because for me this is kind of like the starting point of where we form a lot of descending highs in towards the downside. So looking for this high over here to get taken, and I'll be following the overall daily order flow, so current fractal low, as long as that is respected. Now for AUDUSD, I'll be looking for further longs on it back up in towards that liquidity high. Okay, so that's what I have for AUDUSD. Going into GBPUSD, we can see that GU itself is pushing down lower. After grabbing that weekly liquidity, let me just go to the weekly time frame real quick. We can see here that we grabbed the weekly liquidity high. After grabbing that high, we see straight away a downside rejection with a bearish weekly candlestick. Going into the daily time frame, we now have the bearish confirmation in the form of a bearish fractal structure shift. So looking for further downside here on GBPUSD, and I'll be looking for further shorts. I am already positioned in shorts from around here. Or even higher, a little bit higher over here, around on the low break over here, which was kind of like a fractal low break on the lower time frame with my stops pretty much above the highs, and I'm looking for it to start pushing and retracing a lot deeper, which would be in line with what the daily time frame on the dollar index is telling me. So looking for that further downside from GBPUSD still, and let's see if on the lower time frame we can potentially get some skill in positions on maybe the 4-hour. As we can see, for now the price action is very choppy over here. It's kind of resembling what happened over here, so let's wait for a steep breakout of this support level over here. If we are able to break that, I expect a lot more momentum. If we fail to break kind of like this support level, then we could see it bounce back up higher, take out some of those descending highs. But overall, I think Euro USD is one of the cleaner pairs at the moment to be trading, or for example, a USDJPY or USDCHF, which I'll touch upon in a second. But looking for GBPUSD, still interested in shorts. Going into NZDUSD, NZDUSD is very similar to AU, but it is lagging a little bit behind. Overall, it has the momentum and the potential to keep pushing up higher. Overall, we reacted to this area of supply over here. To be honest, it's not a very strong area of supply as we already tapped into it back in the days over here. And you can see that it's a very slow reaction. Normally, what you want to see is a very steep reaction in the sense that you get like a V-shaped reversal, hinting that there's a lot of bearish momentum or a lot of supply within the supply zone itself. For now, looking for more upside on NZD/USD potentially, but with myself seeing some further upside still for the dollar, I would prefer EURUSD and GBPUSD shorts as opposed to NZD/USD and AUDUSD longs. But if you are interested in trading NZD/USD, obviously what you can do is just follow the overall 4-hour order flow, try and trade the 4-hour areas of demand as we have, for example, over here. Look on the lower time frame for like the 1-hour change of character and look for that bullish momentum to start kicking in on the 1-hour time frame and then potentially get into those longs. Okay, so that's what you can potentially do here with NZD/USD. Keep an eye for that maybe. Otherwise, just wait for a strong daily bullish candle close and then identify this as your area of demand, which then has the potential to keep pushing the market up higher, and then look for longs inside that daily area of demand. But yeah, for now it is looking pretty bullish still. Doesn't really seem like it wants to head down any lower, and that this is like the push up, and this is already the correction before the next leg up already again. So keep an eye for that. Then going into USDJPY. USDJPY is inside daily demand. Following the daily fractal structure, look for further upside is personally what I'm doing. This is your demand zone, and the market should push up higher from there. Now, if you're interested in getting involved with a long position, then what you can do is you can wait for the overall momentum to start flipping bullish. For now, what I'm seeing here is like some slow price action. We had some equal lows over here. We took out those equal lows, then we got the V-shaped reversal up. Then last night in the Asian session, we started to sell off again. Now, if you want to get involved with this, personally, what I would do is I would wait for another high break over here. Once that high breaks, then for me, there will be a lot more confirmation that the bulls are actually in the market, and I'll then look to get involved on the overall retracement over here. So that's what I'm looking for on USDJPY, but obviously, if you want to be a little bit more aggressive, you could already get involved, but then I would get involved with a little bit of a wider stop loss and trade something like this, for example. So that's what I have for USDJPY. Then USDCHF, I'm still in a long position, consolidating heavily, to be very honest, here on the daily time frame. Nothing much has changed. Still looking here at the weekly time frame, we can see a very clear fake out on the overall low of this range. A lot of descending highs still open. We've taken out the ascending lows. After taking out the ascending lows, what did we see on the daily time frame? Well, we saw a daily change of character in the form of a push down, pull back, push down, push up. This becomes your demand zone. Get into longs, and now I'm just looking for it to continue up higher to at least kind of like take out maybe this range liquidity. For me, it makes a lot of sense to see USDCHF push up higher, as the Swiss franc is definitely overbought in my opinion, and the dollar oversold. So the dollar definitely has some potential to start rallying very aggressively in towards the highs against the Swiss franc. So looking for longs, and then you could also look for those longs on the lower time frame. Now, with that said, going into gold, last of all, we can see that gold has been pushing back up a little bit. Looking here at the 4-hour time frame, what you can see here is that we have now gotten kind of like a beautiful short setup, to be very honest. We're inside supply, there's no liquidity in the push down, we get the initial reaction, and now we've come back up, liquidated the initial reaction. So you could keep an eye out for another short position, in my opinion. However, we need to keep in mind the uncertainty surrounding the United States. Personally, if you're interested in shorts, just wait for the current fractal low to break and then look for a short position to then take out these ascending lows. So this is a setup that I have my eyes on for gold. If it happens, it happens. Personally, not looking for longs just yet. I would really want to see those lows get swept first before looking for long. But overall, looking here at the 4-hour time frame, if we do see another strong bullish candle close, I might kind of like take a short or let's say a lower risk long position, as we do have these beautiful descending highs, and we could potentially start seeing some order flow be created up higher. I've seen this on gold where it doesn't take out these lows, but eventually if it does take out these lows, that is going to be the best buying opportunity if we see like a strong V-shaped reversal after taking out some liquidity and then break the 4-hour fractal structure, because then if you break this low, if you go to the 4-hour time frame and you break the current fractal low, wrong time frame, go to the 4-hour, Because if we break that current fractal low, then this would, for example, become your fractal high. And then if we break that, boom, boom, and then we get in along over here. So that's kind of the game plan for gold, guys. Thanks for tuning in. If any questions, let me know in the comment section down below or join the Discord server, link in the description of this video. Thank you for watching. Have an amazing trading day, and I'll see you inside Discord. Thanks, guys.